Hello YouTube, so today I want to talk about Genshin Endgame in general and my feeling about it. I was just looking for some Primo Gems because I want to pull for my guarantee, which is Arlecchino. And yeah, I was playing the game, I was playing the endgame with my teams. I haven't upgraded my team for a long time, but it's still endgame. But now, it seems things have changed, and it's not my concern only. When it comes to the Spiral Abyss, the problem here that I will show you, as you can see, I have only 1 star here. And you have some buffs. The buffs I usually ignore and just complete the endgame. Recently I ignored Chamber 3 because it was a little bit stressful. Now I have problems with Chamber 1, but why? So the first half says pyro damage dealt by all party members' normal attacks increased by 75%. 75% is a huge amount. It's basically almost double the damage of pyro characters that use normal attacks, but there are not many easily available ones. For instance, Hu Tao uses charge attacks mainly. The basics are not as strong. And yeah, of course, Arlecchino, which is now on the banner, and Mabuika, which has been on the previous ones. It's obvious the game is pushing for either new characters or the character on the banner, and that's something that doesn't surprise me. Also, the bonus is huge, which is of course a problem. If the bonus was 20%, or even, I don't know, 30%, it helps players that have new character win in a more easy way. Second half has all party members Night Soul aligned damage, has monsters, which require elemental reactions to be broken. So it means you can use, for instance, a mono Geo team or a mono Anemo team against those because you don't have reactions. I haven't played the game for a long time, so I'm not an expert. Let's talk about it from a casual perspective. I open Abyss 12 and they bring my teams. I'm forced to bring my Geo team on the first half because it's my main team. Let's say I do this. And they bring my second team, which is usually... Actually, I can use Swirler. I don't mind. Yeah, let's do this. You have the first wave of monsters, yeah. It's not a problem. I can't see anything because I don't have the interface on. It's fine, I'm used to it, I don't even need to read. This is an Ito C2 by the way, so it doesn't have an incredible build, but still Ito C2. So yeah, so this is my usual rotation, and then I go ult again, and I do my ult. So I expect I am about to win, but in all honesty, this guy has an amount of HP that's crazy high. He's one of my best teams, if not my best team. And I have to do my rotations. This doesn't change anything. Get back my ult again. I don't have much energy regen, but it will be fine. And as you can see, I'm still at a 30% HP with 8 minutes left. So I am in big trouble. And I am using Jungle's shield, which is the cheat shield, right? It is broken by the way, but it doesn't matter. This is what happens with a very broken Abyss. I can show you the second part too, if you're curious. The colors in Genshin are enchanting. I don't even think the combat is incredible. It's interesting, but not incredible. But the colors, I love it. Animations for the ultimates and all the animation department is very simple. It's not a new game. But yeah, the colors are very spot on, and this is something I started to appreciate with time. And as you can see, we are at 750, so basically almost to lose the challenge for the first star, and I am still fighting with this thing. If I am a casual player, I won't be able to break through this. It seems even day 1 players can't complete this challenge easy, or can't complete it at all. Also, the damage is very high. My shield can be broken with 1 single attack, which is something new on Zhongli, honestly. And yeah, that's the damage you deal if you don't have fire boosts. And I have to remind you that my fire character has to be on the other half, because the other half wants elemental reactions. Let's complete this part, and considering we are here, I can show you the second half. This is not the last floor of the Abyss, by the way. Is the first floor of the 12th stage. So now I do have elemental reactions, and my best main DPS, which is Hu Tao, is my main DPS. At the very least, it's the best damaging team. I should swirl pyro, right? But of course I'm not. Let's say we clear this. This is not really the point of the challenge. And by the way, the small enemies are very chunky themselves, as you can see. But they are down, and then you have this. You also have this that uses her copies if you didn't notice. That can bother you quite a bit. And yeah, now I can damage her. I can't really swirl Pyro with Huta. I need another Pyro. And the barrier is back. As you can see, my damage here is this. It's not incredible though. And I don't have Natlan characters because I wasn't playing. It means this is the maximum damage I can deal. Honestly, it's not like the HP bar of this enemy is not infinite. But as you can see, I'm not dealing incredible damage when she's not in her weakened form. We are talking about the first room. So it means that I shouldn't take this much damage against her. I should just clear fast. Look at that, 4 minutes and she's still up. It's so annoying that enemies are so chunky, so resilient on a stage that is not the last one. We are just gonna complete this and show you that I always 1-star this. I will show you my main DPS characters. This is Hu Tao, nothing crazy, very low things. Very common pieces, and this is my Ito. Also, yeah, some are okay pieces. Most of them are just mid. And yeah, there we go. These are my DPS characters. That was for the flower when I played the game. And the others are just normal supports. But yeah, this is the end game of Genshin Impact in 2025, and I think it's very hard. What I want to talk about is the end game really relevant? Is it something that we really need to do in these kind of games? And the complaint that I received from a friend is I am a day one player, I want to be able to complete the endgame regardless of how I play the game, for a personal satisfaction, which is understandable considering this is a character collector game which is very focused on building characters. From a game design perspective, if you put inside the game these many stats, the weapons, the artifacts that are random in substats, this is a very complex system when it comes to game design that makes the player want to work on that and caters to some kind of player that like building characters, making them stronger from an RPG perspective. But you need to keep in mind that a gacha game will never be an RPG. And I say that because an RPG is always a game that allows you to have everything to work on your things, while a gacha game doesn't. A gacha game gives you some, and the rest you need to either buy or just grind with a very long time. So it's more of a management game than an RPG. It's a management game that is themed around RPGs. And I personally love management games. But the problem with it is that you can use money to cheat the system, and this means, in turn, that the endgame will be harder. Even if it wasn't like that and the endgame didn't depend on that, I think players can feel very frustrated by the fact that some can cheat through the endgame. What surprised me is that there's not really one action RPG that takes character collection seriously enough to be compared to a contemporary gacha game. I think the most popular and effective in its design is Fire Emblem, which is the game that introduced me to character collectors that then brought me to gacha games. And Fire Emblem has a lot of things that are really good when it comes to builds, because you can recruit characters, you can dedicate time to level them up, and think about their relationships. In some Fire Emblem games, you can slot different skills so that you customize the character to be stronger. You can change class. You can choose the class evolution of the characters, which is something I'm not seeing in modern RPGs. Then of course there's Pokemon. There are a lot of games that are like Pokemon, like Coromon, Cassette Beasts. A lot of indie games really like the idea of going that route. They are monster collector games, not really character collectors game though. When it comes to me, I think I'll try to enjoy Genshin Impact by aesthetics. I think I will just try to play the story for real. And if I find the story boring, I'll just stop, play later, collect my characters in a very casual way, maybe continue building them a little bit to make them a little bit stronger, but for myself, not really for completing the endgame. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Feel free to reach me out on Discord at NeroAtlas. Have fun with the games and have fun with your life too. See you soon. I am logging in.